Welcome, everyone. I'm really excited today to have Vivian Fang Liu here. I saw her on Facebook a while back, and I'm very pleased that she's willing to subject herself to my interview. But she's an amazing performer, and she's done wonderful things for the city of New York, and she's known around the world. So let me tell you a little bit about her. She's award-winning, Grammy-voting member and educator. She holds two master's degrees in music education from Teachers College, Columbia University, and classical piano performance from New York University. Her performance venues include Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, Hammerstein Hall in New York, St. John Smith Hall in London, Mozart Hall in Vienna. She does get around. She's been invited to sing the American national anthem multiple times. In fact, she just did it the other day when I was talking to her. And she's also been invited to perform at Gracie Mansion, the former New York Mayor Bloomberg's residence, on the NYCHA Celebration Day. She's been invited to perform as a special guest for many famous singers from Hong Kong and Taiwan. She's got numerous awards. In her composition, Listen to Beethoven, she won the Silver Award of Singer-Songwriter category at the Global Music Awards in 2018. Welcome, Vivian. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so
Oh my
much for
God,
having
it's my honor. The honor is all mine. I'm really excited about this. And by the way, in reading your bio, I was also impressed. The full bio talks about your students and how proud you are of the competitions they've won. So you live vicariously through them. And obviously, you've been a great teacher because they're out there winning awards all over the place, which is just wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm lucky
So,
to have you.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. So tell me something about your background. Did you come from a musical family? Were your parents all singing around the house or performing? What was your background there?
My parents don't know how to play instruments at all, but they love
Really?
music. Yeah, they
Really?
love to listen to music
Yeah.
all the time. So I started to listen to music, like Chinese traditional pop songs.
Yes.
And
And you were exposed to that at a young age then. Okay. And then how did you get involved in the classical training at some point?
yeah, so I never thought about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
parents never thought about it either. Just like I started my piano lessons when I was 5, just like everybody else, and
Uh-huh.
taking lessons and also not practice all the time. Watch TV, when
Yeah.
parents are away, and also lied about I practiced. So,
Yeah.
but then I love music. So I kept playing, and it just become part of my life. And
Hmm.
so when I was, I think 12, and I auditioned the middle school of the music conservatory in China, and
Hmm.
then I got in, and then I guess I started my professional training from then. Yeah.
So I love it. So music for you in the beginning was more of a discipline thing, which I understand a lot of Asians do. I wish more of us did this in the United States, but and then it became a passion for you. So I
Yeah.
don't know about you. I would love to do music full time because I'm obsessed with it. In fact, I literally have a piano in every room of my house, and when I walk by it, I almost have to stop and play every time I walk by one. But you've done amazing things with your music, and we're going to reveal some of that very shortly. So,
And yeah, wow. So we both of us played for Azerbaijan uh, concerts.
oh,
That's
so you played
amazing.
Azerbaijan for the Azerbaijan?
Yeah, that's an
Okay.
Azerbaijan composer. And I performed in Azerbaijan also.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and it was, and I think it was one of the concerts at the World Education Conference, and that year it happened in Azerbaijan, and then I played the whole concert at their conservatory, which the composer was the principal of the National Music Academy, and I performed there, and the daughter was there, and it was amazing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah,
So now this is 10 minutes. How much of it would you like, should we play, do you think?
just part of it, maybe
Part
one
of it.
minute.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So let me
Thank you.
put this on the screen. This is great.
You can just fast forward any part, maybe how to set up.
I wish I could play the whole thing. Is this
I know, too
is
long.
this is this a Azerbaijan composer by any chance?
Yeah, Azerbaijan composer. Yeah, that's Hajiyev.
Yeah.
Jeff. Yeah, he's the first person who composed the symphony in his country.
So, when did you decide? Was there a seminal moment when you decided music is going to be my life? Because that's a big decision.
I never need to make the decision
Hmm.
because it's just part of my life.
Yeah.
And I just never thought about I'm gonna doing anything else,
Hmm.
except when I was playing college, I was like, maybe I should study philosophy. And I did
Oh,
apply that. The only reason is because that I think I can be a better musician if I know, philosophy and history better. And
that's interesting. So you did do some of that too?
no, I didn't
No.
get in philosophy, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But
No, that's
I'm
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
So you just never thought of anything else? I mean, if music didn't work out for you, would there have been a backup plan, like,
Never
doctor,
thought
math
about it.
teacher? Never, really. That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
it's really interesting that
You.
because I came here when I was 15 and my parents are not here, I came here alone. So I
Oh,
made the
wow.
decisions all by myself.
Oh my
If my
God.
I'm here with my parents, I guess probably I won't be a musician because,
Yeah.
um, for parents, maybe musicians, like making music is not a real job.
And especially in this country, I mean, I heard someplace that I think the investment per capita for musicians in like Germany is like $16 per capita, and here it's like 16 cents. So,
Oh,
it's dramatically different. But you've
yeah.
made it. You've done some wonderful things, and this is exciting. So let's share some of your things. Tell us about Fall in New York. This is the first thing I want to show folks.
Fall in New York is a song that I wrote for a short film um, a few years ago. And I think the story is about, fall in New York, based on like two international students. They fell in love, but they can't be together because after graduate they have to decide where to go, like if they stay or not stay, like the unknown future. And plus I love autumn in New York. It's so beautiful.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I actually relate to that story because I had a high school girlfriend and we went separate ways to college and it didn't work out. So those things happen. So this is Fall in New
Yeah.
York. This is very pretty, very nice. And let me share the screen and bring it over. So
秋天的纽约，阳光慢慢在无知，剩下最后的光芒，暖了整个夜。以为错过了1号线，在冷空气里沦陷，突然发现你的脸，点亮了我世界。在陌生的街，重逢牵着在各自小站椅里边，不知道离梦想还有多远，也许继续，也许无奈的离别，和你狂奔在陌生的街，怎么会有种说不清楚的感觉？不知道离梦想到底还有多远，我现在只想和你聊聊天。
那你为什么想要留下来啊？
我想证明一下我自己。那你呢？
秋天的纽约，阳光慢慢在无知，剩下最后的光芒，暖了整个夜。以为 错过了1号线，在冷空气里沦陷。
I just realized I started over again. What a beautiful voice. Is that you singing?
Yeah, that's me.
Wow. Wow. I always envy people that could sing. The idea of just getting up there and singing at all just amazes me. When did you first find out that you could sing? Did you sing at an early age?
Yeah, like my parents, they love to do karaoke. And
Oh,
so the karaoke machine at home, so I always sing. You
I
know?
love it. I love it. Yeah, you got a naturally beautiful. Now, did you end up taking voice lessons as well?
I took a few lessons, but and then end up didn't have have too much time to take lessons because I've
Well,
been
you don't
taking
need
piano lessons all the time. You know, I need it. I think I should take more voice lessons.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's beautiful. You got a great voice. So now this next thing you won awards for, tell us a little about Listen for Beethoven.
So listen to Beethoven. I wrote the song based on the story that I heard from about Beethoven, Immortal Love. So there's a letter that I don't know if it's true, but I read it, at multiple places that there's a letter that Beethoven wrote. It says to immortal love, and we don't know
Re-
who this person is. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
It's a person that I guess he really loved, but they can't be together. So
Fascinating.
yeah,
Yeah.
that story inspired me, and also combined with some of the classical, all of his like music, and then with a little, Chinese pop stuff. So in the
Excellent.
lyrics, I used all most of his title of the work. For example, Moonlight, I use kind of like use the moonlight and in the lyrics, and also like pathetic and sonata. And then you just play around with the names, and then
I love it.
add it in the Chinese lyrics, kind of
You
make it
know,
like
I especially love the moonlight. In fact, I'm teaching a course this Friday at Salve Regina College in Newport about, among other things, the Moonlight Sonata and what makes it so bittersweet and so intense. And
yeah,
as you may know, he dedicated that to Giulietta Cicciardi, who I understand was a student of his that he was in love with, or at least, but she was an aristocrat, he wasn't, and so that was just the end of it right there. So, but yeah, so this is a beautiful piece, and I don't know if we I don't know if we can play all of it, given everything we want to cover, but we'll certainly play quite a bit of it. So, um, without further ado, this is Listen to Beethoven.
thank you for
Thank you for
sharing.
doing this. Yeah.
我的心跳滴滴答答滴答，就像今天的雨滴滴答答滴答滴答，像写一首爱的奏鸣曲。第一乐章是说不完的甜蜜，第二乐章是擦不完的哭泣，第三乐章未完成还在继续。到底有多少难题、矛盾题，拉开了我们的距离，加剧了这凝固的空气，还是不放弃，有点看不清你和自己，干脆停下手中的笔，闭上眼睛来聆听大师的乐曲，听听贝多芬暴风雨的吻，谁是那个不朽的恋人？月光下的门，忧郁的琴声和倦意低沉，听听贝多芬偏远的清晨，满 是伤口，还相信爱的灵魂？这样的理论，是不是像现在的我们？第一乐章是说不完的甜蜜，第二乐章是撒不完的哭泣，第三乐章。
I just love this. I love the way you have these wonderful, call-ins, call-outs with the da 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 da, obviously very Beethoven in the middle. It's a wonderful crossover between classical and pop. And I got so many questions for you, among which I got to ask you, how did you go about doing, do you have an agency that does all this music video stuff for you, or did you have friends that did it, or how did you go about making this video?
Yeah, so this one, my friend helped me. I was in Taiwan doing a TV interview, and then I have a friend who is a like music video director, and he helped me. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I have to mention that I have another friend in New York, shot the New York scenes for me, and then we combine everything together.
Ah, okay. So you weren't actually in New York at the time.
Yes.
I love it. So I have to ask you too, well, oh God, I've just lost my train of thought. Let's see. So how you made the movie, but also, oh yeah, you're actually doing some composing. Do you do that like offline anywhere? Do you have like perfect pitch? You can just write down the notes that you're thinking anywhere?
I don't have perfect pitch, but I do have relative pitch. So yeah, that's just I don't really write it down because it's so much work. But then I did write it right. Sometimes I wrote down sometimes, but most of the times I just record in my phone and then also play it on piano and then record it. It's faster. But if I have some like really good ideas, I don't do that for pop songs, but for classical or more instrumental compositions, yes, I of course write it down. But I use my computer. So
And I'm always fascinated too by how composers come up with things. Do you think of a line in your head and then figure it out on the piano, or and then do you let it grow, or can you sometimes people just get, not all the time, but some composers just get this muse or vision and they just sit down and it all comes out at once. And other times they struggle and struggle and struggle. So I'm just wondering what kinds of processes you use.
I think every time is different.
Mm-hmm.
But then I found one thing that don't limit yourself, because when we compose, we probably sometimes always use the similar or the things that we used to do. Like for example, the progressions, okay, always that. And then, but same chord progressions will limit your melody.
Yeah. How do you break through that box? I mean, I interviewed David Neveu a few weeks ago, who's he's got like 20 albums out, new age kind of stuff. And he said, I have to eliminate that box because I get at the piano and I'm limited to what I've already done. And so sometimes I'll have an idea and I'll have to walk away and get some ideas in his head and then come back and figure out what that translates to on the piano. And kind of, so how do you get outside the box? What's your
I just
trick
try
to
not to use instruments, and I try not to play any chords or melodies that I'm so familiar with. I just try to stay away from everything that I'm familiar with, and just try to sing in my head or sing out loud. Because then it's just so there's no restriction when you just sing or just think in your head. It's unlimited.
Right.
And then I guess after that, you write it down or you record after. And then, all other things, the arrangement and, whatever things will come to support melody if it's a song.
The third thing I want to say is I wish I knew Chinese because I had no idea what you were singing, but it was beautiful. But can you paraphrase what was happening in this? What were you saying in Listen to Beethoven, basically?
听听贝多芬. Ting means listen. Ting
Okay.
means had twice. 听听贝多芬. Beethoven is the Beethoven.
And then what did you sing after that? Because you sang other things too. What else were you saying to us when you were singing?
So for the chorus, I said, 听听 Beethoven, listen to Beethoven at the night, look at the moonlight.
Yes.
And with the storm, rains and everything. So I'm trying to use the title of his work.
I love it. That's great. Excellent. Well, let's move on to your next piece because you've got so much here to cover. I think one of the things we want to talk about, well, first of all, we have some live performances from you. And let's see. You also have a fan, Olivia Fang, who's not related to you, I guess, is a fan of yours. So she's got some things on the web. But let's see. Here's one that she posted. Maybe we can just do a little bit of this. This is you live, just to show that you're out there. I love that you have a heart that you're wearing that day. Do you happen to remember that one? Let's see. That was a live performance about 12 years ago, actually. So.
I remember that it was Valentine's Day, so you were the show for Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay. So here's a little bit of the show, just a short snippet of it, a little bit of the show from that day.
I'll never stop trying. I try to find and now it's time.
Probably featuring more the guitarist. Do you guys still play together? Is that a band that's still around?
No, it's not around. It was in college. The guitar went back to China.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got great guitar licks, that's for sure. But yeah, that was great to see you live. Now, this is something completely different called Cold Summer. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the song I think I wrote in one of the summers. It's I think it's kind of like a love song, and I just want to write something that like use unconventional melody. So that's the song I was like told you, like I tried not to use instruments or not try to use any like familiar things that I know. So I just try to think of something that the melody is different than I wrote before. So
interesting. Okay, let's listen to this.
说了那么多，好像很美好的，说了那么多，都不是认真的，说了那么多，以为你是爱我的，说了那么多，傻傻相信的。 是假的，说了那么多，狠狠伤了我的，说了那么多，我不愿承认的，说了那么多，让人心痛的。
this is my favorite so far. And I just love, I mean, you get such great range with your voice and such control of it. And it just, you have this, it's almost an affectionate thing. I don't know what you're saying at all, but I just want to give you a big hug. So,
Thank you.
so have you thought about singing some of these things in English too, so that you get the crossover? There's a lot of people that would
Yeah.
love your music, but don't understand what you're singing at all. So have you
Yeah, they
thought
love
about
to do
that?
that. Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of people tell me that, oh, you should have English lyrics. I said, okay. So I'm
yeah,
starting to write like English, songs in English.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, have you done some of those too?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I just love this song. It's really pretty.
Thank
What's the basic thing that you're singing here? What are the lyrics if you just kind of net it out? What's going on?
So, summer's supposed to be hot, but then it's a
Hmm.
cold summer. So it's kind of like a breakup song. Then, your
Ah,
heart is cold and blah, blah, blah.
okay. That's I say that's a good metaphor. Wow, excellent. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to cover is something else that you. Now this is there's a whole story behind this, right? Because is this the album where you talk about how to deal with the kind of the anti-Chinese impact during COVID? Was that this album, or is this a different one?
Yeah, that's the album. I wrote it during COVID. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to because it's an album for children and for my students and for all the children who like probably could had like suffered during that time because I
Yeah.
heard stories from my students that since COVID started during that time and they were bullied in school and so.
Awful, just absolutely awful that people stoop to that level, and they just, it's unfortunate that you'd like to think that the state of the human race was one of more affection and love for each other, but there's still a lot of animosity in the world, and it's just sad. And so you did a good thing by doing this, and I'm
Thank
sure it
you.
helped a lot of children out. So now this is called Shape of Crowns,
Yeah.
and did you want to talk about the concept of the crown a little bit?
Yeah, I was thinking about what's a crown, what's success, and
Mm,
everybody has different definitions, but I feel like we are so limited by the definition of success. Like, oh, what does success mean to you? Like
mm,
more power, or I feel like everybody come to the world as different creatures, and
mhm.
we have different path to
Right,
make it with our own definition. And no matter who
exactly.
you are, no matter different, no matter what colors and shapes, size, and I think everybody has their own way to make their own crown.
It's funny because when I was raising my son, and we were watching a Sesame Street thing one time, and they had the story of the king who had a fire in his house, and so he decided everyone should be a fireman. So he made everybody a fireman. But then when he wanted something to eat, like the fireman didn't know how to cook. So it was like the moral of the story is there's a place in the world for everyone, and everyone contributes in
Yeah.
their own way. So it was just a clever little story. Anyway, this is the making. This is the making of the Shape of Crown. So this is a little background on this and we'll see some other things too in a minute. So let's first see the making of it.
Hi, I'm Vivian Fang Liu. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna share some stories of making my new children's album, Shape of Crowns. Where are you really from? Go back to your country. You are coronavirus.
Many are forced to face discrimination. People are afraid and they look to place blame, usually on somebody that doesn't look the same. But that's their issue. It's on you to change. They're just insecure, which turns into rage. Go back to your country is what they might say, not realizing all the contributions that we made.
Immortals soaring over the sea. My first track is Silence. I found that most of my students, they ignore rests when they play the piece. I was like, don't you see them?
funny. We're trying Kate.
People always think Asians are silent. Are we? I'm not good at that. I'm not proud of that.
He loves poetry, not just martial arts. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 You can be anything you wanna be. Black, yellow, white, pink, or tangerine. Flow like a butterfly, soar like a bee.
Happy birthday, Mama. 生日快乐, Mama. It was inspired by my mom. She's my role model. She's so hardworking, warm-hearted, and resilient. She sacrifices a lot for the family. In Chinese culture, we don't really say, I love you. Writing the song is my way to show my love to her. The kids choir in the intro is actually from my hometown. My friend actually went to the school to film for me, and they were so amazing. Their voices are so beautiful. They have to climb the mountains to go to school. I hope I can help them some way in the future. Fun Salad Party. I love to eat. I'm such a foodie. I think food brings people and cultures together.
When everybody's included. I love Fun Party. All the dishes are so tasty.
In Shape of Crowns, nothing about hierarchy here. There's not just one way to live. We come to the world as different shapes of creators. We need to acknowledge and appreciate each other's differences.
All the shapes are paramount. Make your own kind of crown.
Music unites. I strongly believe that music unites people together, especially in troubling times. I recorded a song with my friends that I haven't seen for years. In the recording studio, we had a blast. I think that's a perfect example that music really brings us together. 2020 was a tough year for everyone, not just for adults, even more difficult for children. I tried to give free group lessons to my students every day for about half a year during pandemic. We dance, we learn music, we share jokes together. We had so much fun. Throughout my teaching, I found that there's not enough music for children of all colors. So I decided to make the album that Asian American kids can relate to, and also a message to all children that music unites people together. During the process of making the album, I was still teaching more than 60 students a week, judged 3 competitions, and volunteer in nonprofit organizations. And my dear 15-year-old cat passed away. It was not easy. I broke down actually a few times with tears and frustrations. Luckily, I didn't give up. I decided to enjoy every second of making the album because I love music. I really want to share my musical stories with you. Thank you so much for listening to Shape of Crowns and for your consideration. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.
The happiness is multiplied.
I love that. That's
Hi.
great introduction to you on so many levels. I wanted to ask. I was actually quite intrigued when you said, and by the way, sorry about your cat passing. I thought that's pets are very special. But I was surprised when you said that I love you is not a common thing in Asia. Is that people just don't go around saying that all the time? Then is what you're saying. Is that true? Yeah.
We don't say it. We
That's
don't say
interesting.
it. For generations, it's kind of like weird to say I love you in front of a person, to your mom
Wow.
and your siblings. Yeah, but we use actions to show our love. For example,
Yes.
your mom loves you,
Maybe that's more important actually.
maybe. Yeah, but I think we really should say more because people need your mom, your parents, everybody needs to know that you love them. But
Yeah.
it's so hard for us to say it.
Well, you know, I come from an Italian family, which is very affectionate. We probably say it too often, believe it or not. So, but you know, I didn't realize that that was not a common thing until I met, of course, other nationalities. And you know, it's interesting to see how different people culturally bring up. But you know, the reputation Asians have, frankly, is all good in terms of, you know, they work hard, they study hard, they are good at math, which you know, which you're not. I love it. I love that you admitted that, because not everyone is good at everything, so you can't be, you know. But you're very good at music, and that's what's important, and that's what counts, you know. So this was a wonderful. I wanted to play all of this because it really did show a lot of aspects of you and what you go through and the things you felt for your community and how you contribute. And you know, doing all that and managing 60 students at the same time, that could not be easy. I especially love that part where you play the piano with two different pianos at the same time. What were you playing there? Do you remember what that was?
I think I was playing Mountain King, Hall of the Mountain
Oh,
King.
okay. Yeah. You know, one of my favorite, have you seen Victor Borge? Who's he's a wonderful classic pianist that's no longer with us, but he introduced a lot of the public to classical music through his comedy, and he would do all kinds of amazing comedic things.
Yeah,
A lot of
right.
fun things like that. Yeah. Well, let's actually get down into some that was the background, but I'd like to also bring people to some of the other things. So this is called Belong, which I think is part of that series, true?
Yeah.
And so let's play some of that.
Thank you.
Oh, got the wrong stop. Hang on a second. Zoom sometimes forgets where we are, but I remind it. There we go. Okay.
You see, but you don't see. Dig deeper.
For all the little kids that think they don't belong, 'cause your family's from Japan, Korea, or Vietnam, or anywhere in Asia, China, or Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines, Malaysia. The beaches are beautiful, the cuisine's delicious. Dumplings, ramen, pho, just to name a few dishes. The inventions are endless, from silk to the kite. Iron, acupuncture, even paper, that's right.
If you wanna see a sight, go to the Great Wall. You'll really be enthralled staring at the Taj Mahal. In Nepal, there's the biggest mountain. Sound of a Zen fountain got me relaxing on my couch and counting all of my blessings. I love my heritage. Travel through the continent as gorgeous as I said it is.
So every Asian kid, just stand up now. Don't hide who you are, be yourself and be proud.
You see, but you don't see. Dig deeper, you will see 最好的自己。You see, but you don't see. Dig deeper, you will see 最好的自己。
Oh, I love that piece.
Now America is known as a powerful nation, yet many are forced to face discrimination. People are afraid and they look to place blame, usually on somebody that doesn't look the same. But that's their issue, on you to change. They're just insecure, which turns into rage. Go back to your country is what they might say, not realizing all the contributions that we made. Like I am Pei, a Chinese architect who designed so many buildings that are perfect. Google him and you'll see his mastery. Or Vera Wang, the queen of the fashion industry.
From Wong Kar-wai to Bong Joon-ho, Chloe Zhao and many others making films incredible.
The science, some of our inventions are the finest. Eric Yang created Zoom, kept us connected through the virus.
Patrick Soon-Shan is a transplant surgeon who made a drug to help cancer patients who they're hurting.
So every Asian kid, just stand up now. Don't hide who you are, be yourself and be proud.
You see, but you don't see. Dig deeper, you will see 最好的自己。You see, but you don't see. Dig deeper, you will see 最好的自己。
Yay.
If
Thank you.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh my God. Wow. I especially love the classical things you embedded in there. Some of my favorite pieces that just kind of in the background. I wonder how many people even know that, but it's just beautiful. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very important song for me and for my students, and also for a lot of people actually have heard it and they told me great feedback, and we were
Oh yeah.
invited to perform at like Queensboro President's event and DA's event, and also
Mm.
New York Senator heard us at one of the events, and then he invited us to perform in Albany right before they voted for one of the AAPI bills. That the bill is that to try to put more Asian American history and contributions that to
Yes.
middle schools textbooks. And right before that, and there were, I remember 15 senators were there watching us performing in Albany, and the bill passed Senate. And we were just like, yeah, and I never think about how much impact it can be, but I feel like it's really my job to make music.
Yes, and you're doing a wonderful job creating the wonderful messages. I actually went to MIT. There were a lot of Chinese students there, and so obviously got to be impressed with them. And of course, although I think this guy's Japanese, but still Asian, I got to see. I went to a dinner once with a Nobel Prize winner um, for how the immune system worked. He gave a presentation of how he discovered that, and it was just an amazing presentation. Susumu Tanagawa, I was always impressed with him. And when people say that virus vaccines don't work, I said, well, first you have to go and listen to what he studied and learned about how the human body works before you put down vaccines. You have to realize, there's a lot to learn about how the immune system works and why vaccines are so necessary when you have a very virulent virus. So anyway, I'm getting off the track a little bit, but great respect for the Asian population. You're doing a great job helping them deal with that. Now we have about 4 or 5 things left, and maybe not a lot of room for all of them. So let me share with you. Maybe you can help me figure out which of these you'd like to focus on mostly here. So bear with me. I'm going to share the screen with you again, and you can help me decide on, which of these we have. Silence. We have the Colors of Love International Concert. I love this, the Peace Prayer with the choir, Making of Accents of Love, and I Is Love. So which would you like to show next? We probably can only do 3 of the 5, maybe. Okay, so what else would you like to play here? So we have Silence, we have Colors of Love International.
Music unites. Colors of love brings people together. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Learners, halflets, and the rest. Treble and bass cuts are your friends. When you hear long note, short note, high note, low note, variety makes the music the finest. Different styles and different songs. Music does not have rights or wrongs. Like my friends, long hair, short hair, taller, smaller. Variety makes the world the finest.
Music, let the party start.
Black and white, music glides. The notes are sliding low and high. Dancing in the wide blue sky. Yellow birds flying by. You'll make friends of the purple butterfly. The trees are black and white.
Well, I have to admit, I'm impressed with the kids, the choreography and everything. They remembered all of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How much did you have to rehearse that to get that to all work?
I need to teach each of them first,
Hmm.
if I want to be efficient. So, because I meet them in like our individual lessons, so I
Yeah.
teach them individually first, and then we had probably 3 or 4 rehearsals. And they
Yeah.
practice a lot. They send me videos of their practice, and I check for them, and then we put it together. Yeah, it
Very
was.
nice. Very impressive. Well, let's talk about I is love, because this is the first I heard that I is the Asian word for love, Chinese word for love. I didn't know that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about this video? What made you come up with this theme? What was the concept behind it?
I think it's very important to know self-care and self-love.
Mhm.
And as in like, I was growing up in China, and nobody tell me, my parents didn't even know, about about self-care, that you have to love yourself,
Mhm.
and then you have, love yourself, and then you can love others. I only actually starting to know about it recently, and I feel like, wow, it's so important. You gotta
Oh
have
yeah. Oh
love for
my God.
yourself first, and then you can love others. And I feel like we always work hard, but we forgot we have to love ourselves.
Yes. What a great
Yeah.
message.
But also importantly, I feel like another thing is that we learn languages to communicate. Like
Mm.
I'm learning English, Spanish, French. We are learning different languages to communicate with different people and know about their cultures. But what about ASL, sign language? What about people that were always overlooked? And
Yes.
I think it's important. So in this video, my students in the video, they are doing ASL for the lyrics.
Oh, wonderful. Wow.
And I hope more children can enjoy, not just Asian American, not just children who can hear, and maybe children who also have different abilities. Like I don't want to
Absolutely.
say disability, but because I think it's different ability, and
Yes.
and they can enjoy music too. That I learned. 'Cause they
Absolutely.
from the vibration and through visual, and they
Oh.
love music. Yeah, I did the research about it.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
fascinating. All right, so this is I is love.
Language has a word for love. Love in Chinese is I. I is love.
When the trees are bathing in the sunlight, when you walk with your dog under the moonlight, when you need self-love, not work day and night, when I meets I. When you pick up some trash that isn't even yours, you're clearing the path to open the doors. When you can love yourself, you can love others. When I meets I is love, love is I. Give yourself a big hug, look at the mirror in the eye. Unique and powerful, brave, laugh, cry. It's okay to reset in the life of Pi. I is love, love is I. Give the earth a big smile, repel the world with I. Love others, shine your light. The world is made of you and I. When you just float in the womb of the world, the water is wavy and the fishes are thrilled. When you slow down and take in life, where I means I. When you pick up some trash that isn't even yours, you're clearing the path to open the doors. When you can love yourself, you can love others. Where I means I. I is love, love is I. Give yourself a big hug, look at the mirror in the eye. Unique and is I. Give yourself a big hug, look at the mirror in the eye. Deep and powerful with pride. It's okay to reset in a life of pie. I is love, love is I. Give the earth a big smile, behind the world that I love others. Shine your light. The world is made of you and I.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, very nice. Should I play the ending? Or-
Oh, okay, maybe ending or
yeah. I don't know when. Let's see. Yeah.
or anywhere.
Okay. Bravo. Wow. You know, I'm especially impressed. I actually wrote a little book, How to Playing Music from Memory, because there's a whole discipline to playing music from memory. And I'm especially impressed, though, people that play modern music from memory, because there's almost no melodic line to the, I mean, it seems to be all over the place, but you memorize all that stuff, and it's just really pretty impressive. So,
I need
you,
to read your book. It's
huh?
always a challenge. I need to read
Yeah,
your book. It's always a challenge. You know, for pianists, just so not fair, right? Why do we need to memorize when we
yeah,
perform and not other instrumentalists? But I do think memorize a piece and perform it will help a lot. And
definitely.
I own a little method to memorize. It's very hard to memorize contemporary composers, but
Yeah.
yeah, I want to read your book.
Oh, okay. So it's a little handbook. It's only 30 pages, but I would
Oh, wow.
be glad to send it to you. So, uh, so thank you for this wonderful hour. Obviously, I'm going to do some editing along the way, but
Thank you so
just
much.
oh my God, lots of wonderful stuff. What's next for you? What do you have in the works, or what are you thinking of doing down the road? Where do you see yourself musically 5 years from now? You can answer all those at once or not at all. What are your thoughts?
I just for very next is like next month. I'm going to perform with the orchestra in Oklahoma for the piano concerto composed by Douglas Keynes, and
Hmm.
also perform in Germany in November, and Carnegie Hall in January. And I
Wow.
don't know. I sometimes I make plans for myself, but I know life doesn't really go as we planned. So I just try to work hard and then see what comes, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And how best to hear your music? You're obviously on YouTube. Are you also on Spotify and things like that?
Yes, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music,
Pandora.
and
Yeah.
yeah, Dora, and just everywhere. Yeah.
Well, Vivian, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful hour. But this is great. What a privilege to talk with you. I think you're so gifted, and you got so
Thank
much
you.
going for you. Oh my God. And just yeah, just blew my mind. So thank you so
So
much.
much.